Are you tired of your underperforming dice? Are your bad dice a source of contention for your gaming group? Sick of rolling natural 1 after natural 1? We can help. At metallicdicegames.com, the large selection of premium dice and accessories are guaranteed to improve your game. Look good and feel even better showing up to your game night with the highest quality dice on the market. Even better, get 10% off any purchase using the promo code RBP10. Go from chump to champ, from zero to hero, by bringing Metallic Dice Games products to your next session. Make the right decision and use promo code RBP10 to save some green while rolling those 20s. Don't delay, order now. Operators are standing by.
Warning, this podcast contains mature content, including scenes or descriptions of graphic violence, sexuality, and psychological trauma. Listener discretion is advised.
The Rancor's Brothel presents... Impossible Landscapes. A Delta Green campaign by Dennis Detweiler. Grimm, your phone rings.
Oh, God. Look at it.
You're looking at what the name is on it? It says, Winston.
Boop. Hello.
Hey, champ, how's it going?
Great.
Good. So, I know earlier I talked to you. It's been 4 or 5 hours since the last time I talked to you. Really hoping you can give me a status update. If you and your team, if we could do a debrief, if you could give me some information, really like to know what you're doing and what's going on so I can report to my higher ups. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, gotcha. I actually have someone I'm reporting to.
Right, and you're reporting to whom?
My understanding was that, communication is, pretty tight at times. So just want to kind of...
Do you have a, I mean, obviously OPSEC, which we haven't talked about that, but security is important in terms of operations. I know this is new to you.
Of course. It's very new. It's all new.
Have you been given... Have you given an operation name? Have you been given something that I can work with so I can figure out what's going on? Because I don't think you should be there. No offense, Sam. You're a good guy. I don't think this is quite where you should be at, and I'm just trying to figure out what's going on and what's in your best interest.
I snap my fingers and wave to hand me the phone.
And then I hand it off.
So Sam, I really think it's super important that
who is this?
Who am I talking to?
Who is this?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Who is this?
Who are you?
Click.
The phone rings again.
Say Winston?
Yeah.
Answer it. Winston, what's up?
So can we talk?
I asked you a question you wouldn't answer.
Who are you?
Who are you? I went first.
It's Winston.
And I got that from the...
It's on the phone.
From the caller ID.
Did it have his last name on the caller ID?
But I wrote it on the caller
Oh, yeah.
Ramrod.
It's... I'm going to assume that you're in the know, which is a big assumption on my part, just so you know.
Yeah, you know what happens when you assume, right?
Right. So it's very important that I talk to Sam, because Sam is my contact.
That's cool. Who are you?
I'm in the know. That's as far as I'm going to go. If you're in the know, then you know who I am.
Ask him about Whitworth. Oh, I'm getting there. Yeah, see, you're bothering us in the middle of an investigation.
What investigation?
That's none of your
Who
damn
called
business.
you in?
You should know, right? If you're in the know,
He's not our handler.
you're in the know, right?
Okay, you in the know? You know? I think you're f***ed. I think you're burned, and you need to give me information before something f***ing horrible happens. So do I need to call you in for a sit rep, or do you want to be burned? Your choice. If you're in the know, you know what burned means.
Yeah, okay.
So don't fuck with me. What do you want?
I don't know you, so none of this really holds any weight. So you could say I'm burned and try to scare me, but it doesn't scare me. So again, who are you?
He hangs up.
Mind if I hold on to this just for like a little bit?
How'd it go?
Yeah.
Okay. As bad as well as you would think.
It's probably about as well as you heard.
Yeah.
Sounded a little one-sided.
You met Winston at the conference, right?
Yeah. Is he mad at me?
He might be. I apologize for that, but
I couldn't make it out, but
Like
I could hear him screaming.
Winston, he seems like a nice guy, but I just don't really know how to deal with him.
but he's digging for something.
He's digging for something, and I don't know
So-
how that works.
okay,
like,
yeah.
do I tell him?
So here's again.
So again, like outside of this, you may have told us this, but like you met him at this conference. What do you know about him
I know he likes suits
as
and
far as
sunglasses.
who he is and what he does?
let's take it outside the doctor's office.
Well, I'm not trying to say this as in the doctor's office.
No,
I'm trying to like understand. Like we probably have discussed this already.
No, I know you are, but for the sake of role playing, I'm gonna say let's step outside the doctor's office because he's probably got work he's got to do.
It's almost time to go home. Actually,
And we got a whole discussion we're going to do here out in the hallway.
Okay, so we're just thinking like, what do I know? What have I told you about
Yeah.
Winston? Okay, Winston approached me at the conference that we were at, which is really the only time that I have been called in for anything program related. And so he has made contact maybe a couple of times.
he's fed you information for your YouTube channel.
for my YouTube. So it's like almost like a personal contact. He's been helpful for some of my personal investigations.
He's a government agent who has provided you information at times when you have been working on various things that you don't have information for. You've had questions about, how did the American government break the sound barrier? And like, these documents are classified. And you have been given that information through Winston. Winston actually recruited you, paid you a little extra money through the government as part of a come in and talk to us about a consultation. Troy, look at your stats.
Can I just say something while you're doing that?
Yeah, go ahead.
So here's the thing. Here's how I'm seeing it. We have Marbus, whatever you want to call him. He's been on admin leave since June. Has he been with the program since then? Are we on a wild goose chase? Is Marbus acting alone? Is Winston trying to help us out?
Trying to actually protect us because Barbas might be...
I don't think
Fuck.
Marbus was with the program. He is just...
I think he is because he was the contact that Dallin reached out to
Yes.
through the program.
He is definitely
Because
part of the
those
program.
4 program agents went
if
missing.
he is our handler, if he is our middleman to give us information, then he would technically be a part of the program unless he was pretending.
Inez, not to give away too much of your backstory and your situations, but as Grimm begins talking about all the stuff that he has gone through, that is probably very similar to shit you went through at some point. Like, this 100% sounds like program recruitment. You went through some little different things, but this sounds like program recruitment 100%.
Yeah.
So you would assume that Winston is connected.
Which is fair. But again...
But again,
Esther sort of pops in. She says, I'm headed home. Is there anything that any of you folks need before I leave?
how do we want to handle this?
I assume the doctor will be leaving soon. Gail will be leaving, so I know you have personal effects locked up. I'd like to get them back to you. I'm assuming you're leaving.
Who stays on overnight?
There are a few of us who do. I don't. There are a few who come in at night.
Mostly orderlies or...
Yeah, for the most part, orderlies and a few nurses. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you guys want to try to shadow them? Do we want a couple people stay in the security room? Do we want...
Is there someone that can give us our effects later?
Sure, it's going to be a little bit harder.
Let's get our effects now.
Well, if we get them now, then we're going to leave.
Yeah.
Well,
They're going to let me walk in there with a big
that's
Bowie
true.
knife in my
That's
pocket.
true. Yeah.
So it depends on if you want to leave, we get our stuff and leave. If
Or if
not,
you wanted to get your effects, put it in the car, and then we can come back in, and you can come back in. But if we're wanting to stay,
Okay, so we have a couple of different decisions we need to make. Like, how do we handle Winston as one? What do we want to stay here overnight? If so, what are we looking for?
We're going back to the conversation of, do we trust Barbas? Which, I mean...
Now that's a big conversation, which almost makes me want to go investigate him more.
oh no, absolutely.
But at the same time, we're already here at the asylum. Do we want to stay here and see if anything happens overnight just to cross that off our list? Because that's going to be bugging me in the back of my head. Like, it's going to be there that they're here at night. The watch was stuck on a certain time. I mean, I've already given you guys the whole whiteboard with the strings theories.
I gave you a whiteboard. Bring in some
We have
strings.
so much to add to that whiteboard.
The phone rings again, Inez.
That whiteboard's not big enough.
Winston?
Yeah.
I answer.
Can we talk now?
We were talking before, but you hung up.
Right. I'm looking into alternative solutions if those are necessary. Can we talk now?
Sure.
Okay. Who brought you in?
Who are you?
My name is Winston. I work for the program. Who brought you in?
See, was that hard?
Pretty sure my name shows up on the f***ing caller ID, but yes, lady, let's be f***ing pedantic. Who are you?
I'm Inez.
Okay, Inez. Nice to meet you.
Is it?
Who brought you in?
Dr. Elias Barbas.
Are you read in? Do you understand the program?
More than I'd like to.
Tell me about it.
I'd rather not.
I wouldn't expect you to in the first place. You been with us long, Inez?
A little over a year?
Have you been in the field, Inez?
Yes.
Okay, let me tell you something. Sam hasn't. Sam doesn't need to be there. I don't know who the you are. Maybe you're supposed to be there. Maybe you're not. But I need to know who you're reporting to because nobody knows why Sam is in the field.
Well, I'd be fair. I don't know who I'm reporting to. We were given a phone and a number to call.
What phone?
I don't know. Some big brick phone from the 80s.
Sear Inc.
Sear Inc. phone.
Who the would be conducting operations on a relic from the 1980s?
Dr. Elias Barbas. I told you that.
Relic from the 1980s.
Time traveler.
What are you working on? I need to figure this the out. What are you working on?
We are trying to find some other missing program agents
Jesus fucking
who disappeared.
Christ. Oh, yeah. You got any names? You got anything for me?
Yeah, probably.
Don't play games, okay? Do you have any idea how strange it is that I don't know why the one of my guys is in the field?
I mean, it does sound odd, but, from what I recall the last time I was in the field, we weren't really given an abundance of information and just basically told to go figure it out.
What's your
Hold on,
operation? Who are you reporting to?
Let me tell
Who
you.
are you reporting to? What's your operation?
Can I tell you my side, please?
Excellent. Can't wait.
Can't finish. Can't finish. I thought I could finish. So yeah, again, thrust in the field, not a lot of information, a lot of stuff, withheld, all that kind of good stuff. Basically, everybody I was with died. A lot of happened. I barely escaped. So if I'm in that same situation again, I'd like to maybe be a little more armed, if you will. So
Sure.
the fact that you're sitting here strong-arming
I'll send
me.
in the goddamn Marines. Like, I
Cool.
need to know
We're at
what
the Dorchester
you're doing.
House, Massachusetts. So
Okay,
send
thanks
who
for
you
giving
can.
me some actionable intel for starters. Who are you reporting to? Because I don't understand who the activated any of you. How many of you are there? I need as many details as I can
I'm pretty
get.
sure I already told you that. We were sent in by Dr. Elias Barbas. We were
I
given a
don't
phone.
know who the that is.
Okay. Well, what more do you want from me?
Tell him Marbus.
He may also go by the name Marbus.
Or Executor.
Did he give you an operating name?
Exeter.
You hear kind of like a slam, and it gets real quiet on the other end.
What does that name mean to you?
You can hear some noises in the back. You can hear some fiddling with the phone.
We've been told that Barbas has been on administrative leave from his civilian.
Okay.
So,
All right. I don't know what the he said, okay? But don't listen to a goddamn word he's asking you to do. I don't know what he's doing, okay? But you need to stop. Your operation now is to figure out what the he is doing. Because the last team we sent in hasn't reported back.
can you tell me those names?
No. OPSEC.
See again, like this is some useful information that could maybe help me out here. Like, Can you give me a name? Like one name. Is that going to hurt anything? Give me one name.
OPSEC. I need you to see what he is doing. But understand, the last group of people we sent in there haven't been heard from.
If I give you a name,
the
can you
last
confirm
time
anything?
your team didn't make it back home to see their family, I would hazard a guess that you're in a similar f***ing situation, Inez. So I would definitely watch your f***ing step.
If I give you a name, can you confirm anything for me?
No. I will run it up the chain, but just because you've done this before, Inez, because I like you. Got it?
Oh, I like that you like me.
Sweet.
I will give him Emily's. Is Emily? Kim. Sorry, Kim Plaslid. I'll give him that name.
I'll look into it.
What about Ed Wist? Is that name
Nothing that
familiar?
you don't understand. I'm not read in on this.
I understand.
I will look.
I am
but
trying to
you
just
need to give me as much information as possible.
I am doing
you
that
do,
right now, and you're
Okay.
being very difficult with me. So I'm trying to give you some information, buddy.
Do you have anything else to read me in on at this moment?
Well, Ed West seemed to have some information that he gave Sam, and that Sam gave to you, and apparently you didn't react well to. So
I will look into that. Here's what I want you to do, Inez. You've done this before, so you get what I mean when I'm being very fucking serious and poignant about this, okay? You need to take your team, whoever the fuck that is. Sam didn't give me any details, so right now, for all I know, it's fucking you and Sam, but I bet it's more than that. You and Sam and whoever your team is, you need to get to a place. You need to stay away from anything that Barbas puts you on, okay? You need to stay far away from it. And I need you to look into Barbas and figure out what the fuck is going on. He gave you this damn sat phone. Don't use it, okay? He talked to you about anything. Don't talk to anyone. Don't investigate anything the fuck he says. You write it down. You tell me what the fuck you're looking into, and I will give you instructions from there. Does that make sense, Inez?
yes,
Perfect.
So again, if you could just keep that name Ed West in mind.
Yes, I will look into it.
Did-
All right?
Did,
You are on
did he
an
know
8
Barbas? Does he know of Barbas?
No.
You are on an 8-hour reporting window, okay? I expect reports every 8 hours. Call this number. Let me know what you found out. Got it?
What did I said? Executor. What did that bring? You seem pretty upset by that. Is that a code name? I don't need to know. Is that a code name that you are familiar with?
Exeter has been investigated since late June. We
Okay.
have some concerns, all right?
Okay, that helps.
Same.
Do not listen to what the he says.
Again, we've not had any communication with him.
Good.
I've given a phone, and
Don't use it.
I already did.
Who's on the other line?
I have no idea. I asked for some help getting
Gun permits.
gun permits for the area. We were told it would be done, and that was it.
Okay.
The code I was given was *616. I don't know if that maybe clues into anything or.
No, we would never use some sort of archaic form of information. This is not f***ing Shadow Games. This is not,
Really?
this is not f***ing Jack Ryan from the 1980s, okay? You're not Alec damn Baldwin, okay? Inez, let's be real here, okay? I'm not sending you to some f***ing sub to get a shitty Russian accented Sean Connery here. You got it?
No, I don't got it.
This is serious.
All right.
Who's Sean Connery?
Whitwer was a name that seemed to trigger earlier. Who is that? Or what is that?
All right, here, Inez.
Why is Whitwer?
I'll make you a deal. Collect me some information, and in 8 hours, I'll give you some information, okay?
What information are you looking for?
I'm trying to understand who put some of our folks into the field without us knowing it. Do you realize how much of an OPSEC up that is?
Okay, again, I've told you who did that.
Right. So how did some rando...
He's not a
Who's-
rando. Executor, he gave that name and you know that name, so that that's something.
I'm looking into it. I
Okay.
promise you.
I'm just saying, I haven't given
I
you
like
nothing.
Sam. I mostly like you so far. We need to figure out what the hell is going on. So let me work on it, okay?
Okay.
Check your watch. 8 hours from now,
We've
12
already been-
hours from now,
we've
I
already
need
been to
another
his
report.
house.
I mean, we could go to...
He's on administration
Place
leave.
we can figure out why he went on leave. We can go
Yeah.
investigate his place of work.
But wherever he's sending you, don't go there. Don't do anything he says to investigate. Don't look into anything that he asks, okay?
Okay, but you understand that we have already been places that he sent us. Like, that's...
Go home. Wherever you're at. Go to a fucking Days Inn motel. Get the out of there immediately.
Okay.
I'm going to do some research. Okay, I got to go because I need to give you information in like 8 to 12 hours, okay?
Right. Just, again, to let you, to clue in, because I don't know if Sam told you this, we are currently at the Dorchester House.
I got it. I will let you know what's going on, okay?
If not, if we are going to maybe be, what side of town did you live on? Area?
I lived in wherever you want to put more.
At which point you hear... Because he's hung up.
I live wherever.
I'm trying to give him information he hangs up on.
Okay, so here's the thing. If you're going to relay that information to him...
I'm not going to tell you exactly, like, I just aired the general area. I would probably say, like, we're going to be in this area of town.
So I don't know where you're at, but I'm going to assume at this point you've gone back down to the first floor. Gail has checked out your equipment. You've maybe stepped out into the parking lot where your car is.
I thought we were going to stay the night.
I don't know. You may have changed
How
your
much
minds.
is Inez going to tell us about that conversation?
I would...
Do you tell us that that there was a team already sent in before us?
Not yet.
Okay.
I would sort of intimate that we should
Go.
have a conversation outside.
Parking lot?
Yeah.
So we can head out the parking lot.
Like I wouldn't even say. I would just be like, head nod, like, let's go.
Okay. Back to Daniel's place. What's your character's name again?
Roddrick.
Well, again, we don't necessarily have to leave, but like,
Okay.
if we do want to collect our things, we should collect our things, put them in the car. If we want to stay the night, like, we can have a conversation outside, and then I can explain the stuff. Then we can make our decision.
Yes. Because it depends what you say to us.
But if we can't get our stuff easily after everybody leaves, then I figured we should collect it now, put it in the car, and then if we come back inside, if that's what we decide. But at least let's collect our stuff, go outside, then we can have this conversation. Does that sound peachy?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, yeah, we head outside.
We are collecting our stuff, heading outside.
Cool.
Going to put the stuff in the car. Well, we're going to keep it on us unless we decide to stay. Then we're going to keep it in the car. Okay.
You see some cars moving around. Some people are leaving for the day. Gail, Esther, Michael. Maybe I'd have to look.
Dallin leave?
I'd have to look. You may not see him leave. He might be staying late doing paperwork or something. But you do get the sense that the folks who work the 9 to 5 are on their way out.
He said it was okay if we stay the night if we needed to.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure.
I remember him definitely saying, like, Mikasa is Sukasa.
I'm pretty sure he said if that would help with the investigation.
I could sleep on his rocks.
Yeah, absolutely. That's 100% what he said.
So, we're trying to collect our things and leave. Are we able to leave?
Yeah, you walk out the front door.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're here.
We're in a much better footing than before. Okay.
We didn't go up and down stairs.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we did.
Maybe not enough times.
Oh, no.
We didn't. It only took the one time.
We were told there wasn't a basement. Is there a basement?
So yeah, we leave.
The question is whether or not there's a night manager.
Oh, God.
We haven't heard about the night manager yet.
Essentially, we'll get in the car and I will explain that Winston thinks we're in trouble. We should not trust Barbas. We should not be doing anything that he has asked us to.
My contact told me the same thing, which I relayed to you guys, that Barbas is bad news.
I would just say that your contact, just to make sure that everyone understands, Wesley is not DG.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Wesley is just a former coworker who works in law enforcement.
CID.
So he just knew that he was put on leave from his job.
Yes.
Through research.
Well, he
Correct.
sounded like he knew more but couldn't say.
No, he is reading between the lines of
Okay.
what he is seeing.
Okay.
It's kind of like, how whenever there's something bad that happens with a police officer, he gets put on air quote administrative leave, end air quote.
Yeah.
He's reading between the lines going, Dallin up bad. For someone who's been on the force for 20 some years, is a leader, is a decorated person for
Barbas,
6 months.
right?
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, I said Dallin, didn't I?
I knew that some bitch was dirty.
So for Barbas, who is a decorated member of the state police, who is all these things, he's reading between the lines going, holy shit, like, this guy who's 6 months, a year, 2 years away from an honorable retirement is suddenly on leave, and there's all these, like, things going on. Like, that screams something is f***ing up with him. Like, something is wrong in his past. And he works in law enforcement, so the law may not be necessarily pursuing it the way that they should, or they might be looking for discretion, shall we say. So that's what Wesley gave you. Winston, even though it's a double W, which may or may not be important, is giving you information direct from the program per Grimm.
I will set an alarm for in 8 hours on the phone, hand it back to Sam, and do so on my phone, just to make sure that when the 8 hours is up, that we contact
what all
Winston again.
What all do you relay to us?
Everything.
Including the team that went missing.
Yes.
Did he give you the names of the team members?
He would not.
I guarantee Whitworth's one of them.
I think it's the 4 that...
Yeah. It's probably the 4 that we're investigating. Imagine that.
I mean, it could also be Whitworth.
Oh.
That is true, too. It could also be Whitworth. But...
that's my... I mean, that was my first assumption.
So the notion of Whitworth there looking for something. And him and Winston freaking out, like, have you seen him? Have you seen Whitworth? But I don't know. It could also be the 4.
Well, he wanted us to avoid Whitworth, right? When you initially talked to him, he was basically like, tell me
if you see him, don't engage.
Yes, but tell him. He was like, don't engage him, but tell me if you see him. So Whitworth seems like it's bad news. I'm guessing, man,
that's true.
And the thing is that...
Or maybe he's another rogue. Who knows?
We're not supposed to trust Barbas, and Barbas was here.
We're not supposed to trust Barbas, but it sounds like he doesn't know who Barbas is.
He knows who
But Exeter...
Exeter, yes.
Okay, so he probably just knows the name.
Barbas is probably a false name, which I think I rolled and kind of realized that early on, that Barbas wasn't... It was just like a stage name that he was giving us.
Barbas is his name as far as you know in terms of what you've seen on LinkedIn.
Or was it Marbas that I
Marbas is the fake name.
Yes, Marbas was the fake name.
But again, yeah, I mean, and Winston may have limited visibility on things.
Yeah.
So he may the name Exeter may tick to him, but
give me a die roll, Troy.
Even if I gave him the 4 names, that we were researching, 66. It's either good or bad.
That's
real
right.
good or real bad.
I will note that.
Looking at my scores, real bad.
It's a crit fail.
Like, literally, I've got 2 scores possible that are over that number.
It's not bad, Flynn. It's
Don't
not too
forget
hoppy.
that.
Yeah,
solid.
pretty good.
Thank you.
Don't forget that Valverde can get places.
Okay,
you get
so
10 XP for the beer.
So
XP matters all in this game.
So we do have some names that we don't know about, like Whitworth. We have the whatever it is.
Valverde.
Salsa Verde.
Valverde. We got Valverde. We have
Kirsten.
Kirsten, yeah. Kirsten.
Do we have a fourth one?
Don't.
So Winston, Valverde, Kirsten. I don't know why I'm assuming it's a team of 4. It could be very well be a team of 3 too.
That went missing?
Yeah.
I mean, if it's not the 4...
Yeah, did he say there was he just said there was a team, not a number of people.
He wouldn't give me names, so I doubt he would. And he may have been able to give me a number, but he probably wouldn't have. But again, maybe in 8 hours he'll be more
helpful to know. So what did he want us to do? He wanted us to get away.
He wanted us essentially to find out, I guess, more about Barbas, like why he sent us in there, or what we're supposed to be doing. I told him what we were supposed to be doing, but that didn't seem to appease him, I guess. So I guess we can maybe try to find more about Barbas. I don't know if we go to the staties and see if they have any information they'll give us.
Tell us more. Yeah.
The options we
could
have
also be very thin ice to walk on.
We're on thin ice either way. How I see it.
I know my mass staties.
Do we stay here and see if anything happens overnight? If
we're trusting Winston, I say no.
Yeah, so
that's the decision I suppose we should make.
It's either take the word of, a psychotic, or take the word of Winston,
Another psychotic.
who seems to also be psychotic.
We don't know if Barbas is psychotic. We just know he's crinkly.
Here's my feeling. If Barbas is not on the up and up, then we're safer not being here. If Winston's not on the up and up, we're still not safe being here. So I think the better decision is to not stay the night here right now. We can collect as much information on Barbas as we can.
And if we can get any information about the other team, that's huge.
Yes, it is.
That's huge.
And I feel like they stayed here at some point, or were here at some point. Obviously, they were sent in.
Roddrick and Deacon, do you guys have any other contacts in the program at all?
I don't have any contacts in the program. Wesley is just a former CID partner.
No. The only people that I would have contact with would be anybody who would have trained me. No.
But you work with the program, right?
Yeah.
So wouldn't you have some contact?
Possibly. Depending on what you're looking for, I guess.
I would just say to maybe reach out to them, throw the name Winston out there, see if they can at least give us a red or green light on that. Give them Exeter, red or green light, those type of things. Barbas, you know what I mean? At least that'll give us a direction. Like, who do we trust, right?
So you're leaving for the night and you're having this conversation elsewhere? Is that what's going on?
I
yes.
think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going back to Daniel's bookshop?
What?
It was like an hour and a half away.
So we're nearing like 4 or 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean, probably. It's definitely getting evening. Which, keep in mind, even though it is summertime, you are in Boston, so the sun's going to set a little bit earlier. I mean, It's not getting dark yet, but it's more evening than you might expect being that far north.
Winston is wanting us to have some information. Do we try to go to the state police to ask about Barbas? Do we have an in there at all? That seems to be some real shaky ground.
Yeah,
to try to step.
Sam does not know, and Flynn too, how much you can like flash the program dick and be like, hey.
I don't think any. Like
none.
Yeah.
None at all.
So,
for all intents and purposes, this program doesn't exist.
Yeah. So what reason do we have to go poking around the state?
I suppose we could use the angle of we were contacted by Barbas and he gave us like a task and we have been
his place of employment might be a better lead than the state police.
That's his
place of employment.
Oh, it wasn't. Yes. Okay. Yeah. He works
for their crime lab.
He works in the crime lab. Sorry.
Yeah. I think we should maybe shake that tree. Not too hard, but
it is in the evening, so I'm not sure how you want to shake that tree, but
it'll probably be a tomorrow thing, right?
Probably.
Oh, he wants it in 8.
Winston's wanting information in 8 hours.
Oh.
I don't know how much we're gonna get.
You did get the sense that maybe he realized. I was going to say, you did get the sense that maybe he's thinking more like at 12 hours. He wants you to check in a couple times a day.
Okay.
Morning and evening.
The only other thing we can do
8 hours seemed a little ridiculous when I started doing the math. So then I started changing his
me too. Like,
I'm calling him at 4
o'clock. Like, it's midnight. You're
my phone alarm's going to go off at 4 a.m., you ass.
So
What information do you know? Swear to me.
Who is she? Where is she?
Where's Abigail?
Where is Abigail? So we went to
So you get the sense that like a debrief tomorrow morning or more information, you get the sense that he's going to be in frequent contact, basically.
We went to Barbas's house, but we didn't actually go in it.
Do you want to stake that out?
To
see if he shows up?
Or leaves, if he's already there.
Yeah.
That's probably going to be easier for us to do it first than trying to go to his workplace.
Yeah.
Just a suggestion.
And we can cook up a reason that we need the information or why we're looking into Barbas.
Yeah. So, do we want to do that?
Sure.
That sound good?
Yep.
So you're going back to Barbas's house?
Yeah.
We'll say that it's not quite sunset yet by the time you get there. I mean, 30, 40-minute drive, maybe a little bit longer. I mean, you're in Boston. It is a weekday evening, so there's probably some traffic. But you kind of pull up to where you're at. There is no car in the driveway currently. Can I also get...
I do want to say this. Whatever car we drove to the first time, I want to say we switch out cars and take another car to go there.
How are we going to do that?
We're going to rent a car?
We took my car.
You took
from
his
my place.
car. I'm assuming that the only other car for sure is Lucas's car, who said he drove. He flew.
Right.
You flew.
How did we get from the airport to wherever we needed to go?
Uber.
I don't know. How did you?
Uber.
When we're in the car.
Right. So they're all an hour and a half away.
Right.
So you're going to drive an hour and a half there, get the swap cars, and then come back an hour and a half?
So a 3-hour round trip.
I'm just making sure. You
Well,
can do that. I'm just making sure.
I mean, yeah, like I don't think we need to get to his house right away. Like
No, but that makes a difference between showing up at 7 and showing up at 10.
Right.
Okay.
Shows the difference of a car being there or a car not being there.
But is it an hour and a half to his place and then it's another hour and a half to Barbas's place?
I think it was 45 minutes an hour, but some traffic. Yeah, no, because you have to go, we'll say it's 2 hours at least. So instead of showing up there at like 6, 7, you're showing up there at like 9.
Okay. I just think it's better. I don't like if we show up in the same car, then his neighbor could come outside like, hey, what are you guys doing here again? Like other people could notice. Like I think it's just better to be under different cover.
I mean,
Everybody roll me D100 rolls.
I don't want to.
Ooh, a 90.
16.
40.
29.
Okay. So you're swapping out the cars then, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get a rental, either your rental, his rental, whatever. You come back at like 9 o'clock. It occurs to you as you pull up on that street again about the neighbor saying that there was a car sitting outside of Barbas's house. You do see that there is a car in the driveway now that it's night. You see no lights on in the house. All the other houses on the street have some sort of lighting. Barbas's house is completely pitch black.
Okay.
The street offers a good view of the front of the house. It is a good-sized house, and it's probably longer than it is wide. So you're only really able to see, which Daniel would have walked around it. So Roddrick could give you an idea that you've not got a great surveillance point of the house. But from what you can see, it's very, very dark. Car in the driveway, no signs of light. I'm assuming I'm just putting you in the car on the street. So that's where we're at. We'll say it's 9:30, which at this point it is night.
So we know he's coming and going. We could... Someone is. We could try to get here early in the morning and tail him.
You guys did surveil before, right? His vehicle. I think.
Yes, yeah, we did because you gave us like a license plate and like what kind of car it was.
Yes. It's the same car.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We knew he was driving a Ford Escape.
Yeah.
Yes. So you do see a battered Ford Escape that you saw before sitting in the driveway. So I thought I'd at least confirm that.
Gotcha.
Same license plate, same make, same model. It's ostensibly Barbas's car that you surveilled before.
So, I mean, if he's coming and going, he's not going to work. So it might be good to know where he's going.
Mm-hmm.
As of right now, unless we want to go knock, I don't know our options. We could try to
We'll bump into his car and set the alarm off.
What are we gonna say to him if we don't have anything to say to him? Like
we investigated, we didn't find anything.
yeah, but he gave us a number to call.
Right. Essentially,
He's gonna be like, "Why are you guys
if he's
here?"
part of the program, he gave us an objective. He gave us a way to contact somebody. His job is done.
Okay. Okay.
So I don't mind. I'm not against pressing him at some point, but
We need more. Yeah.
I would rather have more information on him before we think about doing that.
Gotcha.
If we can get in.
I just want to know. What I want to know is who the Exeter is. If it's this-
and that could be a...
well, this thing is, what if this guy's pretending to be the Exeter and the Exeter's dead, or what if he's killed him and...
But Winston did say that the Exeter has been under investigation since June, so that lines up with Barbas being on leave since June. So like, there's some coincidence there that
alignment.
Could be coincidence, could be just hey, could line up. Do we want to sit here all night and just wait for him to leave and follow him? Because we could go and come back, and then he could be gone, and we miss the chance.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
take watches.
Yeah, let's do it.
Or you could try to wake him up.
Yeah, I Again, I don't want to
Until we have more information, I really don't.
confront
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, what?
yet.
Because
yeah.
what are we going to say if we wake him up?
Heard you was crazy.
Like, he was
Why are
already...
you crinkly, man? What's up?
He was already being vague when we met him in the first place and wouldn't give us much more information than what he allegedly had. I don't know what else to go off of. I think we just take turns, and the person with the best drive is going to be our driver when we follow him.
So you're taking watches then?
Yeah.
Are you watching in singles? Are you watching in pairs?
Let's
I think
do
in pairs.
Let's do in pairs, yeah.
Who's the pairs?
Who has drive auto? Just him? All right,
I
that
have-
sucks.
Yeah.
The flat 20.
Yeah, we all have base, so, I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter. I was going to say pair up with people who have drive auto. Well, it's just driving this. Is it drive auto in Call of Cthulhu?
I believe it is. I
Just
believe
called
it's
drive.
I believe it's drive auto because if you play older versions, it's drive carriage.
Nice.
Got
This
it.
literally just says drive.
Yeah, this
here.
is drive. I
Yeah.
think I was just thinking Call of Cthulhu version. But anyways, I was going to pair us up with people who have drive, but at this point, I don't think it really matters. I have a pretty decent search score, so maybe pair up people with better search scores with each other.
Search is
or
80.
I have a 40.
What's yours?
70.
Okay, so how about, since you two are already somewhat friendly, why don't you guys pair
Okay,
up?
well,
All right.
Okay, sounds good.
So
That's
So
how we're
we've
gonna do
got
it.
Grimm and Roddrick, and then we've got Deacon and Inez.
Yes,
Who's first?
we will be.
There you go.
Okay.
We don't have no really thing to go off of.
You two are asleep.
Yep.
We'll just assume that you're resting in the back.
Right.
Which one of you sitting in the driver's seat?
Not it. I'll do it. Screw it. I'll do it.
All right. So Roddrick is in the driver's seat. You're in the passenger seat.
Well, I guess it depends on whose car it is, whose rental car that we take.
I don't care.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, well, whatever. I'll be in the driver's seat.
Pounding a 0-calorie monster right now. In
Did you go to the gas
passenger
station and
seat.
get one?
No, I had one. I always have one.
It's his rental
Roll
car.
up.
He kept it in there.
Over under.
It's warm, but he's always
Over.
had it.
You don't have one. Do you go
Damn.
into the gas station? You saw one just down the road. You could probably walk if you wanted to.
Don't do it.
No, I shouldn't.
Are you both staying in the car?
Yes.
You got a long time to wait. So, I mean, are you taking a walk? Are you
Nope.
getting out, stretching your legs?
Staying in the car.
Any difference from Grimm?
I'm getting antsy.
I mean, you do you.
Do I see the light of the gas station sign from here?
Probably, yeah.
Oh my god.
You've just been looking at it for the last
that
3
sit-go
hours.
run is just down the road, baby.
Hey, Roddrick, you thirsty?
No, not really.
Yeah, me neither.
Why'd you bring it up?
I don't know, just thinking.
So you're both staying in the car then? Doing.
Yeah.
We'll go D100 rolls from both of you.
44.
Cool.
Good score.
Yeah.
25.
Good
Okay,
score,
both
too.
good scores. We will go
Just
with
barely.
We'll go with Roddrick first. After a couple of hours of kind of sitting there, maybe the windows are cracked. It is probably muggy. Like sleeping in a car is not great. You kind of you smell a little bit of smoke. And you kind of look out from the driver's side window, and you see that there appears to be, from one of the upstairs windows that you can see, a little bit of smoke is pouring out of one of the windows. It smells very oily, mechanical.
Of Barbara's house.
Correct.
Upstairs.
Yes. It's not like, holy shit, the place is on fire kind of smoke, but a very, like if you've ever had a car that burns a little oil while you're driving kind of a thing, it's kind of like that.
It's an industrial scent.
Call
Yeah,
the
it's
fire
very-
department on Barbara's house.
One way to wake him up.
He's probably already awake doing something.
He's burning the midnight oil.
Hey.
I'm gonna nudge Sam and be like, hey, look
I
at
wasn't
that.
sleeping.
I'll see myself out.
I mean, you kind of see what he's talking about.
Huh.
What time would you say it is? We got there, what, like 9? You say it's been like 3 hours, so...
It's been a few hours, so
about
it's
probably
midnight.
by
Probably a
midnight.
little later.
But there's no flicker of light at all.
None.
Just the smell of burning
Like, you
smoke.
can just barely see it. You can kind of look and tilt your head. He might be a better angle than you, but when you tilt your head, against like the starry, like lit sky, like the street lights from the next street over or whatever, you can kind of just see a little bit of smoke pouring out of one of the windows.
It's a little odd.
But it's not enough to be like, okay, there's an active fire in
Yeah.
there.
Right.
And we're not seeing any light.
We're not seeing, yeah.
Correct. Just odd.
Think we should go check this out?
I mean, what do we do? Just knock on the door?
I mean, just break in. I mean, maybe the door's unlocked. I don't know. It's a little fishy. I'm gonna get out,
Okay, you get out.
and I'm gonna go up to the house stealthily.
Roll stealthfully then.
Roll stealthily, so don't let us see it.
That is a normal fail.
Nice.
Okay.
It's not a crit fail.
You see him sort of crouch down like in National Lampoon or something and walk over
Did
and
you
then
do
immediately
this the
trip.
first time you approached the house?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I did.
He trips over the same rock he tripped over before. Goes, damn it!
Who moved that rock?
I'm gonna pick it up and throw it down the road.
Through the window.
You hit a car. Wee, 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 wee.
Roll through.
I didn't crit fail.
You're walking up to the front porch.
Yeah, sure.
It is an overhang on this old house. I think I talked about it before. It's incredibly dark.
I got my heavy flashlight with me. Not gonna use it yet, but
Okay.
I got it with me.
As you get up there, it's sort of to the porch, you can see that the place is covered in, like, whenever you have that sort of porch, you get like leaves and other things collected if you're not cleaning it up frequently. You also notice that there's a giant pile of like mail at the front door.
We didn't notice this before.
Never really approached the front door before. You just kind of walk
I
around.
know.
Yeah,
Moving
I guess we did, and yeah, I guess I looked for like a back entrance. Well,
Always looking for that back entrance.
A
But yeah, you can smell it now. You can smell a little bit more motor oil.
what is he right there?
It sounds like you
Um,
hear shouting,
Shouting, like animal shouting, human shouting.
human shouting.
Is it chanting? Is it what? Like what?
Chanting is probably not a bad word to use to describe it.
Maybe would an occult roll help me out in this situation at all? Like, would I like? Could I hear? Can I hear it well enough to be like, hey, is this some kind of ritual? Or is this some kind of? Told you guys he was a f***ing demon. You guys didn't believe me.
It's an automaton in a skin suit. That's why he crinkles.
robots don't crinkle.
They don't have a listen roll anymore, so
He's a straw man.
No,
I got Latin and Greek. If they're speaking a different language, I guess.
no, you're just kind of hearing someone yell in the distance. But they do
But-
seem to be yelling with a cadence
But it's coming from the house.
inside the house. Oh, absolutely.
I'm gonna do some like hand signs to Sam. Like he probably doesn't know what I'm doing at all, but like it's kind
I
of
only
like.
know the Navy signals.
But
I
what
love
do you
saving
what do
Silverman.
you
It's like one of my favorite movies of all
motioning?
time.
I'm trying to signal you to like I'm trying to signal to you that like
Oh, just give me the signal. What are you doing?
I don't know signals. I can't actually give
What
them to
are you gonna do?
I'm trying to signal like urgency to you that like, hey, there's something going on in here.
What is the signal? That's going to
What-
determine what do I see on the porch. What are you doing?
I'm just gonna like point to my eyes, point to your eyes, and then point upstairs.
I like look upstairs and I say I nod
But then I'm gonna point to my eyes and up. I'm gonna.
He's gonna do it
and I
multiple
look
times.
again. I'm like, I nod.
I am seeing.
Okay,
Yes.
so he motions to me.
on the
Grimm.
back of the car. Critters of Hollywood. Stupid
I believe it's dumb.
Flynn, at which point this sort of main window that you were looking at, you happen to look up and it's probably the white. But you notice that the curtain moves and you see what appears to be a long, slender form. You're going to guess by the general shape female. Appear to be wearing like a very, very sheer robe, sort of just kind of open.
Ooh.
And
Big Tom over here.
there's just kind of a part of the curtain, sort of olive skin, dark hair, just kind of a glimpse of
I
this
should be taking notes.
look out the window, and then the curtain closes again.
But did she look at the car, or did she
The lady
just
that
look
tried to
outside?
kill Ellen.
That's
Just kind
the-
of glance.
That's the important question.
She look at me, like look at the
No,
car?
just kind of out.
like out. Okay.
You
This-
both hear a door swing open.
Where from?
In the back of the house.
Oh.
And you hear some stomping on what you assume, having been there before, is the back porch.
I'm going to try to stealthily approach back there. See what's going on.
Watch for rocks, bitch.
You want me to make another stealth?
Sure, why not?
I need to
Let's
check
see
off
what happens.
I need to check off my stealth again. Wait, my stealth's still a 40. It should be a 41 because I failed it before, but oh well. Happens.
I'm going to scoot over into the driver's side. Like, try to... let me just
Jimmy
just over
over.
the console. And, like, my ass is in the air.
That is a normal fail again.
Okay. You kind of sneak around the house. You kick another rock. You hear a big...
He's here.
We're not a f***ing walk.
You hear a big loud crash in the back of the house. And then you hear a big... as you hear, like, a door open and close again. Sorry, Jeff, I keep making onomatopoeia. Jeff said he's adding sound, and I need to stop making noise, which is hard for me because I make onomatopoeia in every conversation. So just cut out what I said and just add that noise.
Okay, well, I was
I'm gonna pee.
I was peeking around. I guess, at this point, do I see anything when I peek
You get around the
corner?
back of the house, and you see that there's a giant, like, pile of shit just thrown in the back. Almost like a box of discarded items that have been tossed out the back door and just laying all over the ground.
Did it sound like that's something we heard when they came out? Did they was it the crash before they went back in, or was that...
You would assume so. It sounds really, really metallic and smashy sounding.
And it's still dark back there. There's no lights turned on.
There's no lights.
I'm going to go investigate the box.
The box appears to be full of various auto parts.
What the hell's going on up there?
Pistons, spark plugs, camshaft. Just like a good-sized 12 by 8, 12 by 10 box.
I keep my eye on the that window.
You just kind of saw it for a moment, and then it was gone. You haven't noticed anything since.
Does this box give off, or do these parts give off the smell that I was smelling earlier? Is there a strong scent of recently?
They don't appear to be recently used, but they're not like hot or anything. But they do feel of grease and they smell of motor oil. They're used mechanical parts.
At this point, I want to head back to the car because
okay,
my stealth rolls aren't going well, and I don't want to go into the house alone.
Trips on a rock again.
And when I get back into the car, I'll be like, someone came out and threw some parts in the backyard, just like auto parts.
Was it the woman?
I didn't see who it was. They went back inside before I could see them.
Did you see the woman?
No, I was on the porch. I didn't see nobody.
There's a woman up there.
Okay, maybe Barbas is getting his freak on. I don't know.
Huh.
Something weird's going here. It smells like motor oil or grease or whatever the hell that smell is.
Anything else on the porch?
Not that I seen. Just someone came outside. I peeked around. They were already back inside, and it looked like they threw some box of motor parts in the backyard.
But there wasn't anything else that you remember on the porch?
Oh,
you could tell me?
The front porch.
The front porch, yes.
Yeah, there were some letters, just bunches of mail, and I
get out.
I couldn't see who it was addressed to because it was dark.
Okay, you get out.
I'm going to not even pretend. I'm just gonna walk up, and as I approach, do I see anything in the windows?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna get near the door.
Sure.
Do I hear anything?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna take the mail and walk back to the car.
It's a decent pile. I mean, we're talking an armful of mail, just so you know. Okay.
Just getting it.
Sure. You're able to get up there and navigate it. It's really dark, but you're able to do so relatively effectively.
Okay. I get back in the car and use my cell phone light, and I'm just going to go through mail.
Sure.
Hey, do you mind swapping me seats? So I'll be in the passenger again.
Sure. You see a pile of water-damaged mail, past due notices, collection notices, etc. Make me a D100 roll, Flynn.
That is a 17.
It's a little hard to parse together a timeline for you. But you get the sense that looking at this, you're seeing some pretty you're seeing credit card bills, and then you're seeing the same credit card bills and the same credit card bills occur over and over. You're seeing notifications of not paying water bills, electric bills. You're seeing that power and water were disconnected on the 15th of August.
Oh.
You see letters from the police union. You need to appear at this summons. You missed appearing at this summons. This is your final warning, blah, blah, blah. And you can spend a serious amount of time going through that if you really want.
Yeah. And I mean, I'll be obviously like wanting to construct like a timeline of when this started. Any personal mail, anything that...
You do see an odd-looking postcard.
Okay, I'll take a look at that. Is it a clue?
I am going to try and send you a picture of said postcard.
I love clues.
You see an odd-looking postcard which shows a tinted photograph of a strange castle. It has no stamp or watermark. The sort of castle looks to be very old. It seems to be like a sort of a hand-tinted black and white photo. Handwritten on the back of the card appears to be some sort of jumbled code.
That one's not as simple as the watch was.
No.
It says like with new drugs organism, and it continues for about 4 more lines.
There's no exaggeration, and it's not German or Russian.
Grimm.
Okay, I think I know what it is. But
You do, huh?
I'm going to need some time to sit with it, but I think
It's obviously starting off by addressing somebody.
yeah.
Like you do in a postcard.
Yes. But this isn't a typical postcard, so...
Let's see here. Flynn.
Uh-huh.
Grimm, looking at it, believes that the castle reminds you of a Moorish design, which would suggest that it is probably Spanish, though you don't recognize it. Are you showing this to Deacon?
Yes.
Deacon's sleeping.
Oh.
Oh, sorry, Roddrick, I meant.
Yeah.
I'm going to look at Roddrick's skills real quick.
Thing written on the card.
Typically.
Well, but he meant the front of it. There's a signature at the top,
Jim or
top right.
something.
You would notice, obviously, Roddrick, this person is right-handed. Who wrote this? Likely male. The writing does not match Barbas's. Some letters are written intentionally forward, some are written intentionally backward, some are upside down.
Yep. The numbers, Mason, what do they mean?
So that's what you get.
Okay.
Flynn is trying to write it out, I believe, as a cipher. Apparently Lucas is also doing it.
You guys have fun, because I have no idea. I haven't even begun to even think about what it could be. The only word that looks like an actual word is fool, but it has an S. It's in quotation marks. It says S-F-L-O-L. But that's really the only actual word on this postcard.
Well, if it's a cipher, you have Z by itself.
N is backwards.
Probably A.
That's what I'm thinking. But then you have ZOO, which would be app. So unless they're talking about Applebee's half-price appetizers, then...
Meet me at the B's for half-price apps.
And RH would be SI.
You know, as you're figuring this out,
What?
that's fascinating.
What is that lettering around this place stamp here? Because
Why do you think O is P?
So if Z is A, I'm guessing they're just shifting the alphabet, which may not be
What
correct.
if it's backwards? Like literally.
I'm curious about the place stamp here, the letters around
Like
it.
Z is A,
Yeah,
B is Y.
that could be too. I'll write that cipher out and see.
But then like V is upside down.
Use A.
Anything about the letters around the stamp, place stamp here?
Yeah, I was trying to look at that.
It's like the third time I've asked.
Well, I didn't know if you were asking the room or if you were asking me.
I'm asking you.
Okay.
Because they're busy trying to decode.
Looks like AZO triangles.
You don't notice anything in particular about it.
I mean, triangles, well, like a symbol for what? Delta?
Possibly. EZO.
Yeah, delta or triangle, AZO triangle. And then it does the same thing on all 4 sides. And there's no stamp there, yeah. It looks just like it is in the picture.
Correct.
Is that signature on the top right legible at all?
Oh, that's it. You're right. That's the cipher. So we have dear.
So basically,
okay.
like, write the
Dearest.
alphabet and then write it backwards over top. So, like, Z is A, B is Y.
So if A through Z was 1 through 26, then in this case, 26 is A,
yeah.
25 would be B, 24 would be C, is what they're under the presumption of right now. I don't know if Flynn has figured that out, if that is correct or not, but...
So I have dearest, and then that, I don't know what that last letter is of that first word. Is that an H, you think? So it looks like it's dearest letter.
It's either an H with a period or it's a really weird W.
It's not a W.
I mean, it could be an H, but then it looks like the same thing. It would be the first letter of that first word.
Which is N. Dearest M. Could be Marbus. Dearest M. Okay, hold on. This is great listening. It's great podcasting.
But then, like, if that's an M or if that's an N, then what is, like, that word right underneath it? That first letter looks like an N, but it's backwards.
N. Wait,
There's a capital B that's backwards.
I'm trying to... That's a W? Is that an...
If things are backwards, then is that a D or is that a B
Oh,
backwards?
fuck.
I'm just going to tweet Detweiler every day, just like an applause gift.
So yeah, some
No
of
context,
them are
just applause.
It's very,
upside
very good.
down. That could be E. Okay, so the V's are upside down. Sometimes. First 2 words are made the...
Which would be very funny if it meant something totally different when it is or it isn't. It somehow changes the entire context. Like,
made the crossing with a strange little... Oh, that's a new one. Let's try fan, maybe. I'm going to put question mark there because the U is upside down. Called...
is N M?
N is M.
It should be man.
Man?
Could be man. Okay, so it could just be a backwards N rather than a strange little man called...
I would love it if this happens to be just like some other like trick, like it's gonna say something that means absolute shit, and this cipher is actually something way different. That would be
Mosby?
So
Ted Mosby.
Oh my god.
So just because first off, I must say, incredibly impressed. Second off, if you continue this, you will get it. I'm going to go ahead and provide you. I'm assuming you guys are all about done for the evening.
Probably.
I want to crack this. We can keep going.
Okay. Well, we'll see what this is. I'm going to send you Flynn's translation, just so he doesn't have to continue to doing this letter by letter.
I like this. This is fun.
And I feel like since Flynn started cracking it a little bit faster, Flynn, please read what you have translated out to everyone.
All right.
It's just in the chat. It's not in the files.
Correct.
Dearest M, made the crossing with a strange little man called Mosby. All is well. The towers of gold are magnificent, and Yithatel is a wonder. Say hello to V for me. Abigail is here. Wish you were. Oh, f***.
Our title track and additional musical arrangements were provided by friend of the podcast, Ian Shannon. Find more of his work at sleepfortheweary.com. Like what you heard? Check out more episodes online at rancorsbrothel.com or the Rancors Brothel on Facebook. You can also interact with other listeners at the Fans of the Rancors Brothel Facebook page. Want to contact us? Reach out to @Rancors_Brothel on Twitter or via email at therancorsbrothel@gmail.com. Most of all, keep circulating the tapes. Much love, everyone.